What constitutes crime? What is actus reus? What is mens rea? What is the fundamental principle of criminal liability? Let us find all these out in today's lecture. You're watching Law Cities with me, JC George. Before we jump into the elements of crimes, let us try to understand what crime is. Crime is not defined in the IPC. Only offense is defined in the IPC. But basically, crime means a human conduct that is inimical to the social interests. It may be an act, it may be an omission. Whatever it be, legal punishment is inflicted upon. Now here I would wish to put in two features of crimes: the time-specific nature of crime and the region-specific nature of crimes. An act which was considered a crime 100 years ago may not be a crime right now. Similar is the case where an act which is considered a crime in country A may not be a crime in country B. These two time-specific and region-specific nature of crime suggests that crime is the outcome of the dynamic criminal and penal policy of each state. The fundamental principle of criminal liability is embodied in the maxim Actus Facit Reum Nisi, which means an act does not make a person guilty unless done with a guilty mind, which means that there are two constituent elements of crime, which is actus reus and mens rea, the physical aspect of crime and the mental aspect of crime. Both of these should cooperate with each other to form crime. If either of these is absent, then it is not a crime. That means there must be an act, the act which law seeks to prevent, and the blameworthy mental condition or mind at fault together to form a crime. Of course, this is crime specific. Actus reus of one crime may be different from the actus reus of another crime. Same is the case with mens rea. In order to understand the cooperation of both these elements, let us put two illustrations here. Illustration number 1. A was having so much grudge towards B. A was having so much hatred towards B that A always felt like killing B. But he has not done anything towards killing B. Could A be held liable for murder? No. The reason being he had not done any overt act towards the commission of the crime, which is murder. Indeed, there was a mens rea element present because he was having grudge and he always wished to kill B, but he did not commit any act towards the commission of the offense, and hence it is understood that there is no actus reus and so no crime. Second illustration. A was walking along the road. He by chance stepped over a banana peel and slipped, taking hold of another passerby, B. B also fell down and got himself injured. Could A be held liable for hurt or maybe attempt to murder? No, because the required mental element, the required mens rea was absent there. He did not have any intention to hurt or attempt to murder B. So A cannot be held liable for any of these. I think it is clear now. The cooperation of actus reus and mens rea is quintessential. These are the basic elements of crime. Both of these should act hand in hand in order to incur criminal liability upon a person. Now let us look in detail actus reus. The term used is actus reus and not just mere act. The act ought to be reus. Now what is reus? Reus is something prohibited or forbidden by law. So any act which is forbidden or prohibited by law falls under the purview of Actus Reus. Now here naturally a question arises as to omissions. Could omissions be also falling under the purview of Actus Reus, or is it just overt act? Should omission also be inclusive of the term Actus Reus? You will find an answer in section 32 of the Indian Penal Code. Section 32 says that act includes an act and illegal omissions. Act plus illegal omission equals act. So we know what act is. Now let us quickly try to understand what illegal omission is. Where there is a duty imposed upon a person by law and he has failed to do it, he has omitted to do it, then we say that he has illegally omitted it. Such illegal omissions would fall under the purview of Actus Reus without fail. So such overt act plus illegal omissions would fall under the purview of Actus Reus and hence would incur criminal liability if mens rea is also present. Now let us move on to the mental aspect of crime, the mens rea. There are various shades of mens rea like intention, knowledge, negligence, recklessness, etc. etc. All these terms seem to be very similar, but there are very narrow demarcations. They seem to be similar, they appear similar, but they are not. Let us try to find out what are the differences. Starting with intention. Intention is one such word which is mostly used instead of mens rea. But it is not just one and the same. Intention is just one of the terms denoting mens rea. So, what is intention? If a person has the knowledge of what he is doing and he desire to achieve it, whatever it be, then we say that he is intending to do it. So it is basically knowledge plus desire to achieve it. Now what is knowledge? Another mens rea element. Knowledge is nothing but awareness of the consequences of the act. If a person is aware that so and so is going to happen with his deeds, then we say that he is knowing what is going to happen. He has the sufficient knowledge of the crime concerned. See, both of these appear to be same, but they are not. They are two different shades of mens rea. Now let us see what negligence is. If a person fails to act with the standard of care expected of a reasonable prudent person, then law says that he is negligent. Law has specified who a reasonable prudent person is also. Law considers a person who is careful, who is cautious, who is law-abiding, who is in fact the personification of all virtues. That person is a prudent person. Now law expects everybody to be like that. If that much of care is not taken by a person, then law considers that person to be negligent. So I hope you all got the basic concepts clear. Now moving on to the most interesting part of our lecture, the activity session. Here we discuss problems. So here you go. A threw a stone straight towards B, desiring it to hit him. What is the mens rea here? A threw a stone straight towards B, desiring it to hit him. What is the mens rea here? See, read in between lines. Straight towards B suggests that A had knowledge of the consequences of the act. And desire is obviously present there, which means there is knowledge plus A's desiring the consequences also, which means the mens rea present here is nothing but intention. Yes, it is intention. And here this problem I give you to ponder upon. The problem to ponder. A carelessly threw a stone to the public road through the window of his house and hits B. What is the mens rea here? A carelessly threw a stone to the public road through the window of his house and hits B. What is the mens rea here? Please leave your answers in the comment box. I'll be waiting. I would love if it is with reasons. So, the answer will be announced next week when we meet. Till then, bye.